let's talk about socialism, whether it's of the democratic variety or otherwise. So I'm sure you already know this. However, I'm going to explain it. The basic idea behind socialism is to lower the gap between the high and the low. For example, if you take a 1%er and you also take a minimum wage employee, the idea behind all of this is to shorten that gap between pay, thus kind of evening the playing field, making it so that the $7.25 an hour employee today makes a little more, the 1%er makes a little bit less. Now, today I'm not actually going to get into all of the nitty-gritty details, the morality of it. For example, I'm not really going to discuss how entitled I believe people to be and how I think that you have to really feel like you deserve the world for absolutely nothing if you think just because someone else is making a tremendous amount of money that you should too. Yeah, I'm not going to get into all of that today. What I'm going to get into is some examples of present-day socialism and how that may be affecting us. That seems to be the ongoing debate today is, hey, we have all these examples like Obamacare, for example, of present-day socialism. Why not adhere to these other ideas? Why not broaden that socialism to other spectrums of our day-to-day lives? Of course, if you watch the debates, that is a left argument, is look at all this other stuff that we have that is socialist. We're already basically a socialist country. Let's make it more socialist. So for this video, I've actually made poorly made, an animation. Don't pay too much attention to all of the little details in it. I am not an animator. I'm not a graphics designer. I did my best. Hopefully, it actually helps to illustrate the point that I'm trying to convey here. So let's jump into it. You've got the lower class, the minimum wage employees. Then, of course, you've got the middle class, the blue-collar employees, like a construction worker. Then, you've got the upper class, the white-collar employees. And last but not least, you've got the 1%ers. These are owners, C-level managers, etc. of large corporations. With Obamacare, what ended up happening was all of the classes that you see on the left ended up paying for a private product, health insurance. So through federal regulations, these three classes helped to further the wealth of the 1%er that you see here on the right. Due to federal regulation, now health insurance companies have everyone in the United States as paying customers. In fact, what ended up happening in this example with Obamacare is the middle class actually got pushed further down, while the 1%ers got pushed further up. Now, of course, the people on the bottom did end up getting free healthcare. That is worth mentioning here. Alright, so now we've seen the healthcare situation. What about college tuition? I've got some fancy graphics here to show exactly what's going to happen with that situation specifically. There you have it. That is literally the only thing that changes. It's just the fact that we are now talking about education as opposed to healthcare. The exact same thing ends up taking place. All of us end up paying for a private product. All of us end up filling the deep, deep pockets of the 1%ers. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that 1%ers don't deserve what they have. And I'm also not saying that the education system is corrupt or there's a big conspiracy or anything like that. Now, what I am saying, though, is to look beyond the surface. Don't just take everything for its face value. In fact, with just a little bit of digging, like a Google search, for example, you'll find some pretty shocking information. For example, most C-level employees of a university, a public university, for example, the University of Utah, they make between $1 and $2 million a year. Some of them are a little less. Coaches, of course, $2 to $3 million a year. Some are quite a bit more than that. Then when you look at private colleges like Harvard, for example, they bring in $4.5 billion a year, and they pay less taxes, percentage-wise, than you or I. No joke. Look it up. Look, there's a reason why all of these companies support certain legislation. For example, why Walmart is all for the hike of the minimum wage. There's a reason they're lobbying for that. They want to eliminate their competition. They want to make sure that mom and pop stores go under. They can't pay their bills, so they'll go under. There's a reason that healthcare insurance companies were all for Obamacare. They loved it. Wouldn't you be? Wouldn't you love it if you had a business and legislation required every person in the United States to purchase from you? The schools are, of course, on board for the free college tuition movement. They love it. They're going to get so rich. They're going to be more rich than they've ever been, much like the healthcare insurance industry. The interesting thing is, though, it will be of absolutely no benefit to you or me. None. None whatsoever. How is that, you might ask? Well, if everyone is paying for college through taxes, and it is now allegedly free because of that, what's going to end up happening is very simple. A college degree is going to mean nothing. Absolutely nothing at that point. Minimum wage employees will still be minimum wage employees. It is not college that is going to make or break them. In fact, when everyone has one, the value of it is going to be nothing. The only reason it has any value whatsoever right now is because it's somewhat rare. It's not rare. It's not as rare as it used to be by any means. And that number is dwindling. More and more people are actually going to college, of course, which devalues it even today. But if you consider the fact that the potential is there, 100% of the people in the United States could potentially have a college degree. What is that going to mean? What will a college degree accomplish? Then, of course, you've got to take into consideration the fact that there are many people out there, everyone on up to the point that this potentially gets passed, that has struggled, really, really struggled. They had 3+ jobs and put themselves through school and struggled and ate ramen noodles. And that's it. That was their diet, just ramen noodles. And they went without so many things to accomplish what they accomplished, to get through college, to get a very good career. And now, if this is actually passed, that is going to destroy that for them. What they have done, what they have struggled through to accomplish, and what they have actually accomplished will essentially mean nothing. Nothing at all. That college degree will then be worthless. Just think about it. That's all I ask. Think about the points that were brought up here. Think about everything below the surface, rather than taking, say, Bernie's word for it, or anyone else's. Just do a little bit of research. When someone says that they want to provide free college, and, of course, I mean free college that everyone in the country pays for. When someone says that, just dig a little bit. Just go beneath the surface. Just look at who benefits from that. It's not you or me. It's not. If that were the case, there really wouldn't be a tremendous amount of lobbying behind it. But there is. There are tons of lobbyists with virtually unlimited funding pushing all of these issues. They have way more money than you or I. And they're pushing it. They're lobbying for these things. Just ask yourself, if big corporations, if 1%ers are lobbying for these things, is it really in your best interest? All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe, comment, do all of the above if you'd like. That would be tremendously helpful to me. If you did not like it, please let me know why in the comments section. Feel free to hit the dislike button. I can improve if I don't know exactly why I'm doing a bad job. for example, and I always welcome stimulating debate. I'm not going to get into a flame war, and I'm not going to flame someone for a differing opinion. I like to see what people have to say. In fact, that is my pastime. I love to see differing opinions, and I love to hear from other sides of the coin. I really do. So comment, like, dislike, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Feel free. Let me know how I'm doing. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll be back next week.